What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm down at Hendrick Lexus Northlake getting to check out the 2021 Lexus LC500 convertible. Huge shout out to them for providing this car for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. That will be down in the description below. This model here is finished off in a very beautiful infrared, and it has an MSRP just over $112,000. But let's go ahead and jump into today's review by starting up underneath the hood. And here you'll find the 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. This is paired with the 10-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 471 horsepower around 7,100 RPM and 398 pound-feet of torque around 4,800 RPM. This is rear-wheel drive. It weighs in right around 4,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in the mid 4-second range, up to its top speed of 168 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity just over 21 gallons, you can expect to see around 15 miles per gallon in the city and 25 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 113 inches. Its overall length is 187.4. It has a width of 75.6 and a height of 53.2 inches. And with all those specs out of the way, we can go ahead and take a look at the exterior on the LC500. So I'm gonna start front and center with the hourglass shape for the grille. I absolutely love how this looks, especially against the red and the colors that it's finished off in. We have this darker color for the grille itself, and then a chrome trim surrounding it, separating it from that red. I love how tight the upper section of this weave is as well. And then as you get to the lower section, it also protrudes inwards just a little bit, and the openings get a little bit larger as well to provide more cooling to vital components that are up front. You'll also notice with the Lexus badge right in the center, we have more of that dark trim surrounding the logo, and this is also a forward-facing sensor, so it's really nice how Lexus has incorporated that so it doesn't break up the grille anywhere else in the front end design. You'll also notice there's forward-facing sensors on each side in the body colored work. And then making our way up to the headlight housing in this area here, we have the triple beams for the LED headlights, which is a really cool design to see. And I love the shape of this DRL. It flows nicely with the bodywork here, and I love how it's separate from the headlight housing itself. We have some more bodywork and some darker finishes separating the DRLs as well. And then we have the turn signals running on the outer section. So I love this overall design. Everything is very sleek. And then you'll see up top on the hood here, very clean lines running down it. I love how the corner of the grille here flows nicely into this line, and it goes all the way to the side mirrors basically. And then we have the hood line itself. Everything flows well and connects in the front end, giving it a very clean design. And now working our way to the side profile for the LC500, I'm gonna start off with the top operation. So currently you can see the top is down at the moment, and I love all of the lines and the bodywork to make this a convertible. It looks really good with the top down in my opinion. And then using one button located in the center console area, which I'll show later in this video, you can go ahead and put the soft top up. And then with the soft top all the way up, I think it looks just as good with that design as well. So they really did a great job. Whether you want the top up or down, gives it a really clean side profile design. So let's go ahead and talk about these wheels now. We have 19-inch wheels in all 4 corners with a really nice two-tone design. I love the black inserts within every other spoke, just gives it a cool look. And then there's also the performance brakes that you see just behind there. Making our way to the side mirrors now, you'll see there's a 3-tone design to them. We have the body colored red along with chrome and gloss black, along with the integrated turn signal, which is a great touch to see. And then talking about the rest of the lines for the side profile, looking at the side skirts, I love how they poke out just a little bit, giving that added bulge. And they also flow nicely to the rear air inlets that you'll see just behind the doors. So that's another great touch to see for better aerodynamics. And last up, finishing off in the rear for the LC500, I wanted to start off with this back quarter panel area here. So you'll see there's a line that starts just behind the door handles, and it extends all the way to above the LED taillights here, but you'll also notice it kind of splits off into the top section of the taillight housing itself. I think that gives it a great look, and you can also see just how wide this panel is from this back corner angle here. But now working our way to the trunk here, you'll see there's a really nice line here, gives it a great kind of spoiler design. We have the integrated third brake light along with a backup camera and of course the Lexus badge. You'll see LC500 just underneath that, and then we have the parking sensors integrated into this bumper as well, where you'll also notice we have even more lines. So that line that extends from the quarter panel that I just mentioned wraps all the way around, giving it that hourglass shaped design that you saw up front. So we have that in the front, we have it in the rear, along with the turn signals too, just underneath the LED brake lights, which you'll see illuminate this entire ring here, which gives it a great look. And then we have the turn signals just below that. more of that gray trim that you saw in the front, so everything ties in nicely to give it that gray look. There's more gloss black in the lower diffuser, and then of course we have the exhaust just underneath that. Now it's time to go ahead and take a look at the interior on the LC500. So I have the vehicle locked and the key in my pocket. You'll see right now the power folding side mirrors are folded in, and we have very nice door handles that are flush with the bodywork. So when they're not in use, you can see it gives it a really cool design. And then to go ahead and unlock the vehicle, all I have to do is push on the front section. You'll see the back side pop open, and from there you can grab on the handle and go ahead and open up the door. Where now we can take a look at this door panel, where you'll see it's covered in leather. There's a really nice brushed chrome trim piece separating the leather on the top section with this cool pattern on the insert just behind it. You'll also notice there's more of that brush trim on the release handle. We have a little bit more chrome in that same design, just giving it a nice flowing look. You'll see more leather on the armrest. This model has the 13 speaker Mark Levinson audio sound system. You'll also notice all of the window controls along with the mirror adjustments, and the memory seating adjustments are located just above that. And then in the lower section of the door, there's a good amount of storage space for any items you'd like to place there. And then making our way to the door sill, you'll see the entire covering here is finished off in carbon fiber, just giving it a really cool look. And then moving on to these black leather seats, you'll see the really nice design running throughout the bolsters, have really nice support to them as well, and they are heated and ventilated seats. And then we have all the automatic controls down on the side. And now once inside with my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and start it up. And then coming back to the gauge cluster here, this is very configurable and it shows you a lot of information. So currently you can see the tach right in the middle along with your miles per hour, what gear you're in. And then on both sides of that, we have some engine vitals along with the outside temperature and the clock. You can also see what gear you're in as well. And then right in the center, you can see a G-force meter. If I use buttons on the left side of the steering wheel, we can scroll through and look at a lot more information. So you can see your average MPG along with your average miles per hour. You can pull up the TPMS along with your gear position, and you can also change miles per hour to kilometers per hour if you'd like to. And then we can also change the entire tach and move it to the right side there, giving us more information to look on the left side. So you can go through different settings and configure everything you'd like to, and also go through all of the technology features offered on this vehicle, like your blind spot, your lane keeping assist, and all of that information. And you can scroll through and look at messages. You have your cruise control and lane keeping assist to monitor, along with your music and a compass. And then you can go through all of the information that I previously showed in the center of the tach. And then making your way to the steering wheel, you'll see it's completely covered in solid leather. On the left side, these are all of the controls I was using to move that tach. So we have the button here that will move it left and right, and everything you can use to toggle between that. We have voice commands and Bluetooth along with volume for the radio. And then on the right side, you have cruise and adaptive cruise control settings, along with the front sensor, the lane keeping assist, and some other stereo controls. This model also has these steering wheel mounted paddle shifters that are actually finished off in magnesium, and they have a really nice size to them. So great to see that design for this model. As we make our way to the left side of the steering wheel, you'll see the trunk release along with the fuel cap release and the heads-up display buttons. You'll also notice more leather surrounding that. As we make our way back to the gauge cluster, you'll see there's a stalk on both sides. Over on the left side, just by pushing on the end of it, we can go ahead and turn off traction control, and then twisting it down, that will go to snow mode. And then over on the right side, you'll see the different driving modes. So I can go ahead and twist this up, and that'll go into Sport S mode. If I twist it again, we'll go into Sport S Plus, and you'll see the tach drastically change, along with traction control automatically being shut off. We can go down into Comfort and Eco mode as well, and then if you just push on the end, that will go back into normal mode. So a lot of different settings to go through. And then as we work our way to the center, we have the navigation screen with a lot more information to go through. So you can configure this by using all of these controls down below, where you'll see the mouse pad on the back section. We have map, menu, and a back button. So if I click on menu right now, that will pull up this screen here where you can pull up your navigation just by going into destination. You can go into audio, pull up your phone when that is paired. There are apps that you can go into and use if you'd like to, along with projection, which is how you can pair your phone to the system. You have info and setup along with the climate controls. So just by clicking on that, you can control the seats, where you'd like the air to go, fan speed, just by swiping on this mouse pad up or down. we can go over to the headrest, where you can actually activate the heated headrest as well. So if you're cruising with the top down, you can still have heat on your neck, which is very nice to see. And right now you can see the navigation in full screen, so it has really good graphics to it. If we go ahead and put the vehicle into reverse, now you'll see the backup camera with the guidelines. Making your way below that, you'll see more leather covering the entire dash just to give it that great look. There's one air vent right in the center, and then just underneath that we have all of the climate controls. So you have the fan speed right in the center, along with temperature for driver and passenger. We also have auto and off, and some other recirc buttons as well. So it's really nice to be able to see those separate from the screen up top, but they will pop up on this screen when you adjust it as well, just so you can see it a little bit more. Just underneath that, you'll see there is a CD player, and then we have this small compartment here for a cup holder. So if you need to put a drink there, you have the room to do that. And then just in front of all those controls that I showed earlier, we have shortcuts to radio and media, along with tuning and track, and then power and volume is right in the center. As we make our way to the shifter now, the pattern for this to be able to put it into drive and reverse is very cool. So right now it's basically in park. If we go over to the left and down, that is now drive, and then if we pull it straight back, that allows us to go into the manual setting. If I go all the way over and up, that is now for reverse. Neutral is just going all the way to the left, and if you hold it, you will see that icon light up, and then just by pushing on the P, that will put the vehicle back into park. You'll see the auto hold assist just behind that, and then making your way to the center, you'll see more leather covering this entire area. If I push on this button here, we can actually slide this armrest back, giving you a little bit of storage space if you need to use it. And then by pulling this up, we can go ahead and open this up to the side, where you'll see 2 USB ports along with a 12 volt and a good amount of storage space. And then making our way to the glove box now, if I push on this button here, you will see that open up, giving you a lot more storage for any items you have to place there. And we have more of that pattern that you saw earlier, just tying it in nicely. And then we'll go ahead and take one last look at these seats, which have a really nice design to them. And then last up, what I want to talk about is the top operation. So I already showed that earlier in today's video, but we have the control to raise and lower the soft top, along with being able to control the back windows. So this vehicle has 4 windows. And so now we'll go ahead and take a look at the back seats in the LC500. So this is a 4-seater. In order to gain access to the back area, you're just going to pull on this latch on the front seat. It will automatically move forward, and that gives you plenty of room to go ahead and hop into the back. Now with the top down, of course, it's going to be much easier to enter and exit into the back seats, but this is not a vehicle designed as a full 4-seater vehicle. So if you do need these back seats for whatever reason, you have them. It is a little bit tight, of course, so hopefully you can have the roof down when you're in the back seats here. But they're very nice, finished off in leather, just like the front seats, and we even have a speaker right in the middle. So if you do need to use the back seats in your LC500, you have the option to do that, or use these for more storage space. And last up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the trunk storage space. What I love about the button to open this up is it's actually hidden over on the passenger side here, right on the inside of the taillight. So if I push on that, you'll see it release, so it gives it a really clean look, and we don't have a button interrupting the back end design. So with this open, you'll see there's a good amount of storage space. You can place a few bags in here, groceries, any items like that, and you do have that back seat area for extra storage as well. So it's nice to see this amount of room in a convertible like this. And then we do have one grab handle up top. We can go ahead and close it up. All right, so getting the LC500 out on the road now, I wanted to start off with the top up because I haven't shown that in today's video really. And I love the soft top design here. I have plenty of room at 5'10". I have about 2 or 3 inches above my head. So even with the top up, there is plenty of room. Let's go ahead and put it into manual mode. I'm also going to put it into Sport S Plus. We'll give it a little bit of gas here from 2nd gear. It is so smooth in those shifts. It's not incredibly loud. That V8 sounds really good though. On the downshifts, oh yeah. I love these magnesium paddle shifters. They are very large and do a great job here. Very comfortable. Okay. We got some pops in that exhaust, especially in Sport S Plus there. And the ride is a little bit firm, as you would expect for that kind of mode. Just putting a few miles on this so far though, I love it. It's a very nice ride. I love all of the materials on the inside as well. And we're still in manual here. Even in normal, it has a really good sound. So I love that V8 noise. But talking about the interior here, I've never been able to check out the LC500, so I love getting to drive this. I love all the leather. These seats are incredibly comfortable. I love the bolstering support that they have to offer, and we have a really nice premium interior with all of the leather that you see on the dash. I really like the fact too that the nav screen is actually tucked away, so we have a little bit of a lip above it, and that provides you with better visibility, so you're not going to see any glare if it's a bright and sunny day out, and I think that's a great design to see, and I just love how it looks. It gives it a very upscale interior with it having that trim piece that is just next to it there. We have leather above the gauge cluster here. It's just a really nice design. This could be a great daily driver because of the amount of room that you have on the interior, and while the back seats are not really usable, I love vehicles that have interior storage space. So for basically a two-seater vehicle, you can throw anything you want in the back. With the top up, it's incredibly comfortable. You can't even hear any wind noise, road noise. I love how quiet it is with this soft top. But if we go ahead and come to a stop here, we can put the top down and see how that is. So in a matter of seconds here, I think you can still be moving. So I can still move a little bit here while we're putting the top down. I'm not sure the speed, probably under 25, 30 miles an hour, somewhere around there. But now with the top down, we can go ahead and experience what it's like. So just like that, you'll hear a beep letting you know that the top operation is complete. And let's go ahead and put it back into Sport S, see if we can hear that exhaust just a little bit more. Oh, you can hear it, and that definitely sounds good. But now just cruising, there's really not much wind noise. You can barely see my hair kind of blowing in the wind. It's very calm in this area here, which I like. Really great design. Let's go ahead and put all the windows up now. And then just by using this one in the center, we can go ahead and put the windows up in the back. And it does get a little bit less windy. It's more calm for sure. So whether you have the top down and the windows down, or just the windows up and the top down like this, it's a very comfortable car. I could see driving this every single day, even with the top down. It gives you a nice experience. And you can hear that exhaust with the top down. That is definitely the way to drive this car, hearing that exhaust. And then briefly talking about visibility, of course with the top down, it's very easy to see. And even with the top up, you don't have too much of a blind spot. Of course, you're going to have a pillar on both sides with the soft top configuration, but you have your side mirrors that will do a great job as well. And you will get used to it, being able to see around those areas, so you won't have too many blind spots in either direction. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2021 Lexus LC500 convertible. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this sports car for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. That will be down in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button if you'd like to stay up to date on our daily uploads. I'll see you guys in the next video.